I started fucking with Doom 3 again because of the nostalgia trip I've been on. And I was watching speed runs of Painkiller, and I've mentioned various horror games. I haven't watched any fear runs yet. I don't even know if there's any newer ones. I mean, there probably are, but Condemned as well. Probably try replaying those soon. But I saw recommended on one of the videos I watched that was a Doom 3 speed run that was fairly recent. But I don't keep up with speed runs a whole lot much anymore. I mostly just watch them for nostalgia. But this one was like a couple years ago. But they were using dhewm3, DHEWM. It's one of the source ports based off of the open source code, or the GPL source code. And I thought I already had something like that. Like, I don't know, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find Doom 3. In retrospect, I probably downloaded the source code, but I don't know, maybe I just don't have it right now. But I ended up deciding I wanted to fuck with that because for whatever reason in my mind, I remembered that source port as having shadow maps. But the shadows I saw in the speed run were looking pretty crisp. And I was almost going to post a comment, but I said, let me just see if I can find a pre-compiled build of it. And I installed it, and sure enough, it's shadow volumes. And then I was like, well, so what's going on? Because I swear I remember back on release, it said that it didn't include the shadow code. And it's because of bullshit with. So basically, Carmack came up with it at the same time that some child molester at Creative Labs also came up with it, and these corporate criminals think they have the right to just copyright ideas. So they decide to file a patent, and so that's why Doom 3 has creative VAX in it to avoid paying creative royalties, even though, like I said, the whole data destruction, stop killing games type bullshit like this. I mean, this is as old as all these other legal fictions like copyright, IP, whatever bullshit. That's part of the data burning, book burning, whatever, is to, remove parts of a game because of fake licenses or whatever. They do that with music and shit. But either way, I mean, I swear I remember originally the source code, it came with shadow map stuff or something. But like for that reason, they technically, I mean, they, they're playing the chomo game of the fucking, fake copyright shit. So they took that out. I mean, I'm pretty sure it had shadow maps in it or something else. Well, the version I just installed to fuck with it, just before I bothered asking, just see if just see for myself pretty much if I could find it precompiled. And yeah, they're on GitHub, and it actually does have shadow volumes. So I looked a little bit further, and apparently, I don't know if this is a new change or something that it's a what I read. They basically their description is, oh, it's a different way of doing the shadows that's identical, but technically not the same. It's really nice of them to not actually explain what the differences are. But, wow, no wonder certain versions of, this source port, people are showing, shadow errors. Oh, maybe because it's actually not identical. But maybe that's what I misremembered is, I think that, the actual GPL version comes with shadow map shit or something. I don't know. I fucked with it whenever it was brand new. Probably I played some source port that was released with it right then or something. I don't know. But either way, it's still not the same thing. And I had it up and running pretty fast. I just copied over, the pack files for my vanilla install. And, you know, right away I noticed some of the things that just seemed different. So like for an example, the reverb, you know, I don't know, something about the sounds, they just don't sound like I remember. And I mean, I kind of even have to remember because, I mean, I have a vanilla install. I haven't played in a year or so, but something else I noticed fucking around in different levels, I went to Impro Labs, and shooting the plasma gun. It seems like it's shooting slower than it should, but I don't know. I can just pop open the vanilla game. I just haven't done it yet. But fucking with the sound settings, disabling the EAX in the like actual commands, sound commands in the game, C-bars, didn't seem to do anything. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but something about it just doesn't sound exactly quite right. Oh, it's kind of weird. But I, you know, I think maybe it was just the GPL versions, early ones at least, that had it. I guess they reverse engineered it, or like whatever the fuck. Because I mean, writing your own code into the thing is totally fine according to their fake laws, and so anybody could just basically add them back in. I don't know what exactly with that, but some of the things, even when I was fucking with N Pro, like when the Lost Soul, or it's N Pro, right? The chick, the like skull comes out of her head or whatever. Even like right after that, when you've got like the group of them that comes up next to the bridge, like service bridge or whatever the fuck it is, just something about how they pop up and move around. It just doesn't seem exactly quite right. But whatever, I'll just have to play with it some more. But one of the things that kind of pissed me off with the dhewm3 version that I installed is this is something I want to talk about of like quit providing supposedly portable installations of programs that aren't actually portable. So something that pissed me off with dhewm3, Doom with an E, I'm not going to try, I don't know, Dhewm, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. But, you know, they include like precompiled binaries of it, and so I just got the most current one, Win32. Well, even though it's a zip file and I just extract it wherever I want, I copy over the actual game data files that it needs. One thing I noticed pretty much right away is that there were no config files being generated, which I thought was weird because when I put the auto exec in the base folder of the mod, source port, whatever, it actually acknowledged it. But I was like, where the fuck is it? Where's all the configs at? Did they write it differently than the normal game or something? I looked at it and it said that they're supposed to be in the base directory. Like I like Googled it, whatever. Well, that wasn't true. So I finally figured out. I basically just wrote, there's a right config name, command, and I just gave it an arbitrary name and then searched it on my computer. And even though it's the pseudo portable version, it writes the configs to the fucking my documents folder. And it's like, why the fuck do these fucktards always do this? These pseudo portable programs. And it's like, no, dude, if it doesn't write everything to the folder I fucking put it in, it's not portable. If it's not portable, why are you giving me a fucking zip file pretending like it is? You know how many times I've tried to back up game files and been fucked over, like on save games and all that, because everything was in the base directory except that. They put it in some stupid documents folder or fucking whatever. There's more of that, you know, data destruction psychosis shit, right? I love that shit, just like, just destroy history like that, you know. Like I backed up a game 20 years ago, but I got fucked on the part that matters because they put it in a different folder without fucking telling you, right? You humans wait till I take away your fucking autonomy, right? And see if I don't take away your fucking body parts too. I get so fucking sick of that shit. Just they just want to control you on everything, and this. It always reminds me of that evil expression, like these creative labs fucks. Oh, we're creative, except we're going to destroy creativity. It's just like that fucking, that just evil, soulless look humans give you when they finally stop the bullshit, right? They've stopped their fucking Truman Show shit, and now they're showing you what they really are, right? Like they've determined you're an actual person, and now they're full on just depravitous entity fucking mode with it or fucking whatever. Like everything is just so fucking, I don't even know what to call it. It's like every single fucking thing. Like it's bad enough that modern Windows, like even Windows 7, have all these convoluted permissions, and so even if it has supposed admin access, somehow it will need permissions to write to some bullshit random directory or fucking whatever. And actually on modern Windows, even with Windows 7, whether it's running in admin mode or not, it will actually change where it puts the fucking files at if it does that. It's like everything is so fragmented already. And there was never an excuse for shit to ever go anywhere but the fucking, base directory anyway. They just throw everything all over the place for no fucking reason. And, whatever. I'm more annoyed about it than maybe I otherwise would be, but holy fuck, dude, this technological psychosis shit. It's like, can I just get left the fuck alone on anything? Can I just put it in a fucking directory and just put it there? Because the problem is, I can set all the directories through the command line or auto exec, but it'll still create a fucking directory, like in my documents, for no reason. Now, as far as I'm aware, now it's at least not going to put the save games or configs there anymore. But it's like, dude, why are you creating all this useless bullshit anyway? Like, there's no reason for it. Like, you have to go out of your way and complicate the code to make it do that. It's actually harder to do shit like that. But I don't know. Since I've been fucking with it, I thought about the shadow map thing, the Creative Labs bullshit. That maybe that's what it was. Because, Carmack did fuck with shadow map stuff before the release of the game. And I think maybe the open or the GPL version just had that on release, and I guess somebody added it back in. Whatever, I don't know. But apparently one of the source ports I saw is based on the shadow mapping code. So it's basically a build of dhewm3 with shadow maps instead of shadow volumes. However they added them back in. These are shadow maps instead. And then there's like a fork of that one that adds soft shadows and shit. I might play with that a little bit. But I swear I remember dhewm3 having soft shadows, like shadow mapping and soft shadows. But then I thought maybe that's just the BFG version. And I looked a little bit. Like I said, this has been the last couple hours I've been fucking with it. But there's some source port. I think it's a source port called it's like RB or RG Doom or some bullshit like that. But it adds soft shadows and this and that. I had read about it before. But what I read really quickly, I thought it was based off of just the original GPL code, but apparently it's based off of BFG Edition's code or something like that. So then my question is, okay, so where does it inherit the shadow mapping from? Is it versions like like the Doom one that I was looking at, or like where does BFG itself get that shit from, or is it just itself based off of Carmack's original shadow mapping code? I don't know. It reminds me of this mod that it were not a mod. It was supposed to be a game, like a game engine 2. It was both. And all I remember about it was like normal maps, specular maps, 1024 by 1024 soft shadows on like a bathroom, and like bathroom tiles, and like just showing the different environments they were making in their engine. And they used to have a YouTube channel and even a playable demo. But dude, I have not been able to find, and it's not related to Doom 3 at all. It's just related to like soft shadows and shadow mapping. But I have not been able to find any indication of that fucking site or any of their stuff for years now. I wish I could remember what it was. Some new graphics engine that I guess never went anywhere. I think at some point I found them and their channel had been deleted on YouTube or something. I don't know. But yeah, whatever. It's all bullshit.